What's up, guys? It's Wednesday, January 22nd. We've got 9 games on the NBA slate, and I feel really good about these 4 picks I've got for you today. We had a decent day yesterday, came out in the green if you flexed it, went 3 of 4, and we just needed 2 more rebounds from Maxey, but that game got so out of hand, he ended up not getting really any big play in the second half. Definitely, I think he was out for the full fourth quarter. But guys, I'm working on my layout a little bit. Let me know what you think. It might be a little bit goofy on this intro screen. But I'm just freestyling it myself and trying to give it a little bit of character, but I'm probably going to tweak this screen. I feel better about this pick screen though. Tried to fill out the whole screen and give you guys a little bit more visual here. I still got to figure out some of this stuff though. We'll get it figured out. But yeah, so let's talk about the plays for today. If you guys don't mind, do me a favor and drop me a like, drop me a comment, whatever you feel like doing. But just that interaction, the engagement helps me get in front of a larger audience. And I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So can't do it without your guys' help. I really appreciate it. So yesterday, Bruce Brown, 10.5 points, rebounds, crushed it, cashed it in the first half, went for 21 total. Anthony Black, 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists, crushed it. First half cash as well. Both of these guys cashed this because it's the same game. But they cashed this with like 5 minutes left in the second quarter. So hoping for some more like first half cashes today. Aaron Gordon crushed this line. He would have went absolutely nuts if this didn't turn into such an insane blowout. 13.5 points, rebounds, went for 19. I hope they keep giving us this line and keep disrespecting. Maybe they lowered it because of the blowout, but I'm just like, dude, that's insane to see that kind of a line for Aaron Gordon. But 144 to 109 got completely out of hand. Maxey had 2 rebounds in the first half. I was feeling somewhat optimistic, and then it just got so bad. 144, 109. So he didn't get it done for us. So maybe we have something to learn there with keeping a little bit closer eye on some of these potential blowouts. But I just thought that he would still get it done. So that's on me. But let's take a look at today. So I'm going all points, rebounds, and assists for these 4 plays, and I'm really excited about them. Collin Sexton is going to be my first. 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Jaylen Green, 28.5. Domantas Sabonis, 40.5. And Jaren Jackson Jr., 31.5. Let's just start here with Sabonis. He's already cleared this 54% on the whole season, 2024. The matchup is not real scary. It's a little bit tough as far as scoring the ball. 8th in points allowed, 19th in rebounds allowed, 19th in assists allowed. But some of their strength on the inside is actually out tonight. Draymond Green, Kyle Anderson, who's actually a pretty good defender. He's not going to be, going up against Sabonis, but he can be a little agitator. But Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Pajemski. So they're missing some key guys, but I think Draymond Green would be the main disruptor. Obviously, they have a history there. They really get after it when they're playing each other. But still, this is a 54% hit rate on the entire season. But check this out. This is where it gets really beautiful. Versus bottom 10 defenses for rebounds allowed, he's got a perfect hit rate. 8 games, 100% hit rate, averaging 46.9 PRA against teams in the bottom 10 for defense, bottom 10 defenses for rebounds allowed. And if we take a look here, overall as a team, they're 24th, so they're way down there. Now during these games, these are all in the season we're currently in. And he's averaging 36.8 minutes per game in these games. And if you're worried about the blowout, which you shouldn't be, because if we look at this spread, it's a 230 over under, and the Kings are just favored by 7. So they're not they're not projecting a blowout, but you never know what could happen. But even if that does happen, he gets this done in blowouts. Last game against Washington, 123 to 100. And he only played 31.6 minutes. He went for 51. So he's a big part of causing that blowout. Just absolutely dominant across this board. So we want to jump on this one quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but let's talk just briefly about these numbers because they do look really good. Averaging 36.8 minutes, nothing too crazy, but 66% from the field on 8.9 made buckets a game, 13.5 attempts, and then 67% from beyond the arc. This dude is just an absolute maestro when he's in rhythm. He's not shooting the 3 too much, but if he's shooting it, he's hitting it more than half the time. 2.1 attempts a game over this 8-game stretch, 1.4 made threes a game. Just absolute masterclass. 26.4 rebound chances per game and 9.4 potential assists. That's like quietly like MVP type numbers, you know? So he's kind of going under the radar a little bit on how good he's been playing this year. We're going to jump on it. Let's take a look at Sabonis here. So this is exactly what we want. So Daily Grind is favoring this to go over. 50.6% odds to hit the over, minus 120. There's not a lot of juice on this. And if there was, this would get bumped in a hurry. But I love when we can find these random statistics and these details that really pop off the screen to us, but it's not like, oh, he's just done this in 12 games straight. You know, we're not factoring in the bottom 10 defense thing. If it was like, you know, 10 games straight, just regular 2024, which still looks good. Like 4 out of his last 5, he's cashed this. Let's look at the last 10. 70% hit rate last 10, not even factoring in the defenses. So I love that there's not a ton of juice on this because we can lock this in and not, if it was super juiced, it would just get bumped right away. So it probably will still get bumped. They also like his assists to go over. 51.42% odds hit the over, minus 124 if you wanted to pivot to that. They like his points rebounds, 50.8%, minus 122 if you want to, pivot to that too. But that PRA, I'm all over it. They're giving it a 50-50 shot at his free throws made if you wanted to, take a look at that too. Minus 128, but let's keep it rolling. Jaren Jackson Jr. All right, so this is another one I'm like, okay, hopefully this doesn't get bumped right away because I want to lock this into a bunch of slips personally. So I checked all the injury reports for these too. I'm not trying to steer you in the wrong direction and give you someone who is going to end up being a DMP like Zubats did to us, but there was no warning for Zubats the other night when that happened to us. But so we've got Trey Mann out, Brandon Miller out, Grant Williams out for season. And then on the Grizzlies side, Cam Spencer, who actually surprisingly enough plays a little bit of a role. There's probably no rhyme or reason to it, but he plays a role in Jaren Jackson Jr. just happens to have better games when he's not playing. So I have to correct something. I had this bumped up to 30 minutes. So this is what he's hit, 65% hit rate when he's at 30 minutes. Let's dial that back down, get a little bit more accurate reading here. So this is why this play is, we're able to get this at this line because he's only hit this at a 46% hit rate, 19 out of 41 games. But with some of these guys out, Marcus Smart, Cam Spencer, they don't play the same position, but it does affect the rotation a little bit. And here's what we're really excited about. So he's exceeded 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 5 straight games at home, playing pretty solid at home. So we're getting this line at 31.5, and he's averaging 38.4 at home. 100% hit rate over the last 5 games, which looks solid, obviously. During these types of games, let's see, he's playing about 32 minutes. Let's just see here on the, actually we're going to go last 10. I mean, gosh, look at that last 10 though. That last 10 looks great too. 7 out of his last 10 games. He's averaging same thing, 32.9 minutes, same that he's averaged in that perfect 5-game streak that we were just talking about at home. Actually, let's just do one more thing. I don't want to take forever on this, but let's just look at all the home games of 2024. So he's been popping off more so on the back half. A little bit spotty. They've been kind of in and out of figuring things out, they're without Ja for so long and whatnot. And they're kind of getting into rhythm now and looking more like the Grizzlies that we were expecting, that I was expecting anyways. But yeah, what I'm really thinking here is I'm expecting him to get 30 minutes in this game. So if we dial this up and we take a look at his numbers, look how quickly it starts cleaning up. This dude is just one of those guys, like I think most players, NBA and NFL, more snaps, more reps. These guys can actually get into a rhythm here. So yeah, if he gets at least 30 minutes tonight, that's a 65% hit rate on this line. And then we already know he plays better at home. Let's look at the matchup. Middle of the road, 15th in points allowed, 17th in rebounds allowed, 14th in assists allowed. So go with your gut. You don't have to take this, but I'm expecting him to be able to get that 30 minutes. Let's take a look at this over under. Well, we do have a potential blowout, so keep that in mind. It is Charlotte, but I mean, a 240.5 over under. even if you're getting to a blowout, there's a lot going on in that game. 12-point spread, so you do got to consider that. But this doesn't seem as crazy as like Maxey, like last night, where it's like, okay, wanting a point guard to get a specific amount of rebounds is a little bit more of an ask than full points, rebounds, and assists from the starting center, or if he plays the 4, he's got a little bit tougher matchup for rebounds, but way softer for points. So whether he plays the 4 or 5, I don't think it's asking too much. And when he gets those 30 minutes, let's look at the last 10 when he's getting 30 minutes. Yeah, so 8 out of his last 10 if he just hits that 30-minute mark. So I'm feeling really good about this. When he's getting 30 minutes over the last 10 games, 13.3 rebound chances, 5.7 potential assists, 50% from the field on 20 attempts. Dude is just absolutely getting after it. So that 240 over under, he's going to be one of the guys getting after it, trying to score the ball. I love when you see in that over 20 attempts a game. Shooting 50%, so cashing half of his buckets. 35% from beyond the arc. It's no Domantas Sabonis, but 1 point made, 3-pointers per game. We'll take that. And that's a little bit inflated because he has a couple games here where he went for like 8 attempts, 9 attempt 3-pointer games, which I love to see. But yeah, when you only go 2 of 8, 3 of 9, 4 of 9, still impressive, but that's going to affect your shooting percentage quite a bit there. Getting to the line quite a bit, 7.2 free throw attempts per game, shooting 71%. I love it. I feel like this is a sneaky play. Let's see what Daily Grind thinks. I'll just go Jackson. See if that pulls him up. They're going Trace Jackson. Let me just put his first name in too. Jaren Jackson. Take us to the promised land, bro. Okay, so they like his points, assists over 23.5 as the best play. You could take that if you prefer. 52.33% odds to hit the over, -128. They don't like the PRA, which honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm hoping this isn't going to get bumped, so I want to be able to lock this into a few lineups. So it's not heavily favored to the under, 51.42% odds to hit the under, -124. And you got some mixed emotions across these other platforms. Some are favoring it 50-50, some are favoring it to go over. Man, you can even go on DraftKings right now and get this at 30.5 instead of 31.5. So I think the optimizer is recognizing that, like, hey, there are better deals out there on different platforms. So if you're on Prizepicks, they would probably favor the under if there's other guys out there putting it at 30.5, because that's what the optimizer does. It crunches numbers across all these odds makers, all these platforms, gives you all the data right there. So it's a killer tool. There's just different ways to use it. Sometimes, like, the more you use this thing, the more you learn how to read it. When you see a ton of options, when a play is on all these different platforms, it's going to calculate whether or not you're getting a good deal on the platform you're on. But sometimes you read it and you're like, oh my gosh, the optimizer loves this. It's catching a discrepancy, which, it actually does like this points assist quite a bit because it knows you're getting it at a fair value at 23.5. So gotta, just kind of know how to use the optimizer. All right, so Collin Sexton, this 24.5 PRA, this is the 2024 season. Look at this right here. I know we've had a lot of key guys out lately, but that is insane. 10 straight games. Do I have this set on any particular setting, or is that just actually what he's done his last 10 games? I'll take this all day, even if it ends up being the type of thing where it's like, if this doesn't cash, I'll move on to the next day knowing that's a perfect hit rate. Last 10 games straight. Averaging 30.6 minutes, consistent minutes, 6.8 rebound chances, and 10.6 potential assists. He's got Markkanen back tonight. I think we may even have John Collins. So they'll actually take away some of the attention off of him. Bryce Sensabaugh's out. Oh, I thought it said out for the season. Like, bummer, bro. No, he's out tonight. Will not play, dealing with an ankle, which that dude has been absolutely emerging as one of their more reliable scorers. So that's going to open up some more scoring for Collin and the rest of the crew. But yeah, Cody Williams out. But they should have their main crew besides Taylor Hendricks there tonight. So let's take a look at this other note from Outlier. This gets even better. He's exceeded 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 14 straight games. Really? So yeah, it goes beyond the 10 that we were looking at. And he's averaging 30.9. So we've got almost we have like about a 6.5 point bump on what he's averaging versus what we're getting this line at. This is just the type of play, when you see this much green, I'm just going to take a chance on it, you know? Over those 14 games, 31.3 minutes, 48% from the field on 16.9 attempts. So almost where we want it to be. But for a facilitator, I'll take 17 attempts all day. 8.1 made buckets, 41% from beyond the arc, averaging 2.3 made threes per game over a 14 game stretch. That's pretty solid. So you could even look at his threes if you preferred, but I'm just going to take the full PRA. Now, this is a really tough matchup as far as it being OKC, so I know that's going to scare you. If you don't want to take this, don't take it. I'm gonna take a chance on it. We have a massive blowout potential here, so I may end up regretting this. But I'm rolling it. You guys you make your own decisions. There's at least 2 in here that you could make a 2-man out of. Take your favorite 3. If this type of stuff scares you, you got to make a decision there. 231 over under, playing in Oklahoma. And 16.5 point spread favoring the Thunder. So it could get nasty. But again, we're taking the full PRA here. Let's see what he's done head to head. So he's cleared this 3 out of the 4 times he's matched up against them. And last time he played them, he missed it by 1 more stat. A bucket, a rebound, an assist, he would have cleared it. And let's see, that was an absolute blowout game. 133-106, he still almost cashed it. Relative blowout, 119-107. He went for 37. 134-129, much closer game. This was from last year, though. So that was last year, too. And this was this year. Absolute blowout, almost a 30-point blowout, and he still almost cashed it. So I'm taking a chance here. 14 games straight. Feeling good about it. Let's see what the optimizer thinks about it. They don't like it. So once again, you got to make your own decision here. There are other pivots I'll tell you guys about. 24.5. They don't like it to go over. They have it favored at a 52.75% odds to hit the under. And there are platforms that have it at 23.5. We're not seeing a ton, but so yeah, you got to go with your gut. There are some other, more important players that are coming back tonight, so that could play a role, but I think that he'll be able to. Actually, let's just take a look here too. So over this 14 game stretch, averaging 31 minutes. So yeah, let's just take a look here. 2024, and we're gonna see if he's averaging, if he gets his 30 minutes. Let's see if we can give ourselves a little bit more excitement about this. Let's just see 25 minutes. So 67% hit rate if he just gets 25 minutes. And we saw that last head-to-head. He was really close to getting it done. Let's do one more thing here. We're going to go head-to-head, and we are going to see here if Markkanen might not have been available last time they played. So Markkanen's the main one I'm curious about. Markkanen was in that game. He almost cashed it. Blowout. So he almost cashed it with the blowout. He missed it by 1 stat. We had the blowout. We had Markkanen in. I'm going to take a chance on this. So you guys go with your gut. Let's talk about this last play. Jaylen Green. Okay. 52% hit rate on the 2024 season. And I think a lot of people got steered off of him because he burned some people out last game against Detroit. I know everybody was on his 3-pointers. I took his 3-pointer demon. I was trying to make a YOLO, and he let me down. I know he let a lot of people down. I think everyone was on his points that game. The matchup, 16th in points allowed, 27th in rebounds allowed, 10th in assists allowed. But I mean, let's see. So he's exceeded it in 8 out of his last 9 games, which we kind of know, but we're getting this line at 28.5, and he's averaging 36.7 points, rebounds, and assists. This is an 8 out of his last 9 games, 89% hit rate. I'm gonna play this. Let's take a look at the over under. 229 over under. Cleveland just favored by 3 points, and we're playing in Houston. So, I mean, gosh, even that game where he burned a bunch of people, if he took his PRA, he missed it by 1 bucket. So yeah, I'm absolutely going to be rolling this. Averaging 33.2 minutes, 1.8 fouls, keeping it clean, 52% from the field, 20 attempts, so we're hitting that marker, and then 49% from beyond the arc on 9.6 attempts. So we're almost at 10 three-pointers attempted a game, and he's cashing 4.7 threes a game over this 9-game stretch. 7.2 rebound chances, 5.4 potential assists. I'm locking it in. I'm feeling good about it. Let's take a look at daily grind. They like it. They like his points over. They have it at 53.03% odds to hit the over if you prefer the points, minus 133. And we've got some bumping it up to 22.5, so we're getting a value there. The points, rebounds, and assists, 52.44% odds to hit the over, minus 129. And we are getting some 29.5 starting to bump, so that's probably going to go up soon. His three-pointers at 2.5, they like to go over. We saw he's averaging over the last 9 games 4.7 threes a game, 51.65% odds to hit the over, minus 125. They like his fantasy score. They like his turnovers over 2.5. They like his assists. They like everything. So you have plenty of options here. If you don't want to take the PRA, that's what I'm going to be taking. But yeah, guys, let's cash this one. We were so close last night. If you guys follow our main channel, Backdoor Fantasy Sports, we got the sweep over there too. Jordy put out 2 plays, I put out 2 plays, and all 4 of them cashed. So it was a good night. We're getting into rhythm here. We've been trying to step up our game, and we appreciate the support. So don't forget to like the video. Drop me a comment if you have any questions or anything. I'll be happy to get back to you. I'll do a little research with you and respond to you about plays. Actually, we did that yesterday a little bit, and had some plays that were put on my radar that I ended up throwing into some slips. They came close, they didn't cash, but it's fun going back and forth with you guys. So once again, Collin Sexton, Jaylen Green, Domantas Sabonis, Jaren Jackson Jr. all over their PRA is what I'm taking, and that's going to do it. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a good one, guys. Jordy and I are going to jump over to the Backdoor Fantasy Sports channel. We're about to put out a video as well, so you'll get some extra plays over there. But once again, guys, enjoy this 9-game slate. We'll catch you in the next one.